What's up, people? Welcome back to About Life podcast, where we talk about life, about things that affect us, whether consciously or unconsciously, as candid as it gets. So it's that time of the year again, the month of love, as they call it. And talking about love, I actually have a confession to make. I've never really shared this before. So in all this mood of love and everything, it just reminded me of this time when I had a huge crush on Emma Watson. For those who don't know, she played the role of Hermione Granger in Harry Potter the movie. And okay, I know if you haven't watched Harry Potter the movie, you're definitely going to look her up. Yes, I read your mind. But in my defense, she was quite a likable character. She was beautiful, intelligent, an ambitious young girl. I mean, who wouldn't love that? Who wouldn't? Boy child. Yes, so it was quite serious because I remember that time I was in high school, Form 1 actually, and I had actually planned how after high school I'll apply for university in the UK, and when I'm there, we'll probably meet and get married. It was just crazy, man. It was just crazy. Cause I was actually checking out some few days ago. She's actually 9 years older than me. I really don't know how that could have worked out, but anyway, I was young and human. There's nothing stupid about that. But anyway, yes. So yeah, it's just interesting. I mean, anyway, so right into the topic for today. Just a Valentine special, and I was just thinking about love and everything. And I find love quite interesting because when you love, that's the one time when the world doesn't revolve around you. It's the one time when someone else who isn't you is more important to you. I mean, that's quite interesting, quite fascinating. But then I think it's quite shaky because love, I find love to have two faces, and that makes it confusing on how you view it. So you can imagine a guy who has two faces on their head. I mean, it's quite creepy, right? Okay, that's how I view love. And by two faces, I mean one face is giving love, and the second face is receiving love. So it's like two sides to a coin. But again, the face that we all love to look at is the face where we are receiving love, because I know it's quite refreshing, and you'd arguably say that love is a need, because we all desire to be loved. I mean, it's something inbuilt in our system. We have been wired as social beings who crave for love and affection, regardless of how little it might be. Like just yesterday, when I alighted from a matatu, the conductor told me, "Ufike poa." So for those who don't understand Kiswahili, the conductor was just wishing me to get safely to where I was going. And I mean, it just looks like a small gesture, but it felt quite good. It felt so nice, because we don't know each other, but he was just sharing love. He was just being kind, and especially when it comes from a stranger, I mean, it just means a lot. And I know we all have those days when you've been through a lot and you feel like you just need a hug, like nothing more. You just need someone just to hug you and embrace you, and yeah, so I think basically we are wired in such a way that we crave for love, we crave for attention, and that's quite okay. There's nothing wrong with that. So that's just one face of love, where we receive. When we're on the receiving end, it's quite refreshing, because yes, it's quite refreshing. But now there is the second phase, whereby it's not quite popular, and the second phase is when now we are giving love. And I think the reason why it's not popular is because giving love is hard work. It takes away something from you. And for Christians, we believe that Christ loved us and died for us. So when you look at that scenario, Christ loving us and dying on the cross for us. When you imagine everything that he had to go through, there was nothing refreshing about that. There was nothing he was enjoying about that. That's why that face of love isn't really that popular and isn't really something that we give attention to most of the time. And so, with that said, during the Valentine's time, there's always this joke about men's conference and all that. And when you look at the real roots behind it, it's just a creative way for the boy child to try and escape the pressure that comes with Valentine's. Because the truth is, during Valentine's Day, there's quite a lot of pressure on the boy child. And when you think about it, I think it's the imbalance between the two faces of love. Because if you are really honest, naturally, the boy child most of the time is on the giving side of love, and the girl child is on the receiving side of love. And the funny thing about it is that since the girl child is receiving, it becomes so refreshing for them and so beneficial for them. But for the boy child, it takes away from us. It takes away from us, and it becomes so much hard work at times. But then again, I believe love becomes such a beautiful thing when we give as much effort and attention to giving love as we do to receiving it. So I think in all this men's conference drama and everything, it's a cry from the boy child that, dear girl child, please give as much attention to giving us love as you do to receiving it. Because in most cases it's always the girl child asking the boy child, what have you planned for me for Valentine's Day? But when you think about it, okay, yes, I might have planned something for you, but then what have you also planned for me? So that it's a give and take. When both sides are giving as much effort to giving love as to receiving it, it can become so refreshing. But when the girl child is simply receiving, and not giving as much attention to giving love back to the boy child, then all roads to men's conference on the 14th of February. And it's just a cry for more attention and effort from the girl child, and try and view it from our perspective. And I don't think it's actually the girl child to blame for that, because naturally that's how it's been designed. It's been designed where the boy child does most of the giving of love, and the girl child does most of the receiving. But then it's about time we unlearn some things and relearn some other things, and the girl child also becomes actively participant in giving of love. Yeah, it's like someone was making a joke the other day that there are so many public holidays that have been designed for the girl child. We have Valentine's, we have Mother's Day, we have International Day for the girl child, we have what else? There are so many actually. Some have escaped my mind, but there are so many. But when you think of the boy child, I think it's just Men's Day, International Men's Day or something, and Father's Day. The only two that I can think about. So naturally, it's been designed that way, and the truth is, it can be quite burdensome, and that's why you see. That's why the whole men's conference thing came about, because just a cry out for more attention and more effort from the girl child. Because I mean, the same way you feel good while receiving the love, we'd also want to receive the same. So yes, what I'm simply saying is that love becomes such a beautiful thing when we all give as much effort and attention to giving it as we do to receiving it. Yes, so hope that was helpful. Thanks for your time. Thanks for listening. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think about all we've talked about. I'll be looking forward to that. Till next time, as candid as it gets.